Rich Russians take their spoiled dogs for walks down streets that are spotless and wind around high-end shops like Cartier, Gucci, and Louis Vuitton. Lugano, Switzerland is a wealthy town on a lake. It is said that Vladimir Putin's lover has been hiding out there since her husband started his terrible invasion. Lugano is a long way from the violence that is killing cities in Ukraine, where people are killing each other. Alina Kabaeva, who won a gold medal in gymnastics at the Olympics and was called Russia's most flexible woman, is said to have run away with her husband and their young children to a nearby cabin that was extremely remote and very safe as the tanks approached. Kabaeva, who is 38 years old, lives in a luxurious bubble that keeps her from seeing the horrible things her 69-year-old partner does to innocent children. Many people think she gave birth to Putin's 2 sons and a daughter, or possibly 2 daughters. Many people think that she is the mother of Putin's children. Switzerland has a long history of giving the most powerful people and organizations in the world low-tax, secret places to live. It is very unlikely that the family of the leader of the Kremlin will be shown here. A source in Lugano, which is close to the Italian border, said the following: "Before the coronavirus outbreak, it was often said that Putin's mistress was in town. Everyone who knows them has been sworn to secrecy, even though everyone knows they have strong ties to this area. Because of the sanctions, Russia is falling apart at the seams. This is the best place for Putin to move Alina and their children. 7 years ago, people started saying that Putin had ties to the city of Lugano. In February of 2015, a local TV station said that Kabaeva had given birth to her child at a private VIP maternity clinic in the outskirts of the city in Serengo. It was said that they had made reservations for 2 rooms at Clinic St. Anna, a private maternity hospital that rich Russians like to use. The first room was set aside for the birth, and the second was for the family and security staff. People who know what's going on say that Vladimir Putin was there. The Kremlin has, as it always does when someone asks about Putin's personal life, said that the rumors are not true. Kabaeva, who is one of the most decorated rhythmic gymnasts in history, has never confirmed whether or not they have 1 daughter or 2. Nobody has ever said anything about the claim that they got married in a secret ceremony after Putin's divorce from his first wife. The calm of the St. Anna, which is bathed in warm spring sunshine a few months ago, was in stark contrast to the chaos of the maternity hospital in Mariupol, Ukraine, which was attacked by Russian troops. Luxury customers drove their expensive cars into an underground parking garage that was under a carefully kept lawn and had top-aired flamingo at the entrance. Many birds could be heard singing in the small vineyard next door. Vladimir Putin and Alina Kabaeva. People say that Kabaeva has been seen on occasion in Lugano's Piazza della Riforma, which is a very bright place. There, gray-haired men with supermodel partners stroll by the cafe terraces. Most of the background talk is in Italian, but there are a few Russian words thrown in here and there. It is a quiet area dominated by places that sell designer goods pharmacy, and designer goods, as well as restaurants with menus that are too expensive for most people to afford. In the hills above Lake Lugano, you can find modernist villas with infinity pools and 4 stories of living space. Their owners can drive right up to the roof and then use the building's private elevators to get to the lower floors. These are the best homes for people who like to keep to themselves and don't want nosy neighbors. Besides Alina Kabaeva, there are other people close to Putin who have ties to Lugano. The European Union put oligarch Alexei Mordashov on its list of people they want to punish on Monday. Mordashov is the 2nd richest person in Russia. Last year, it was said that his personal wealth was $22 billion. Mordashov, a 56-year-old steel and mining tycoon, was chosen as a target because he owns shares in Rossiya Bank. It was said that Rossiya was the personal bank of the Russian officials who made money from the invasion of Crimea by Russia. The EU has also said that it thinks firms in which Mordashov has invested contributed to the instability in Ukraine by using pro-Russian TV station. The Severstal export division is run out of an unremarkable office building in a dull industrial park in Mano, which is near the city of Lugano. Severstal is the name of Mordashov's steel and mining company. A sign in the parking lot lists companies and Mordashov's name is on the list. This is the only sign that he is there undercover. A private plane owned by a billionaire was seen flying from Moscow to Seychelles a few months ago. The Seychelles was where it began. Mordashov said in a statement that he didn't understand why his name was on the sanctions list. He also said, "I have nothing to do with the current geopolitical turmoil." The statement had Mordashov's comments in it. After he asked for an end to the conflict, he said, "It's terrible that Russians and Ukrainians are dying, that people are having a hard time, and that the economy is falling apart. The top 0.01 richest Russians, who have more money than the other 99.9% of the country's population combined, are attracted to Switzerland for more than just its nice atmosphere and beautiful scenery. The most recent numbers show that about a third of all of their bank accounts around the world are in the Alpine nation." Ernst & Young did a survey in 2020 and found that the oligarchs prefer to do their banking in Zurich and Geneva. Gennady Timchenko was a childhood friend of Vladimir Putin's from St. Petersburg. He lived in Switzerland until 2014, when the United States put him on a list of people who should not do business with Russia because of the invasion of the Crimean Peninsula. After Russia invaded Ukraine about 2 weeks ago, Timchenko was one of the first oligarchs that Britain put on a list of people who they should not do business with. Putin, who was his friend and played ice hockey with him, gave him a license to sell oil in 1991. This made a big difference in how much money he had. He still owns a huge house on Lake Geneva. Switzerland has long been a playground for the oligarchs and billionaires who are Putin's friend. It is similar to the wealthy area of Belgravia in London. It could continue to be the best place for Alina Kabaeva and Putin's unborn children to stay safe, even if her tyrant friend keeps shelling innocent people. She is used to obeying her abusive husband because he has given her important political jobs in the past because of their relationship. Even though Putin's horrible war is getting more and more criticism from around the world, the Ferraris and Lamborghinis still rev their engines around Lake Lugano. Well, there are always rumors that Vladimir Putin is one of the richest people in the world. This has led to rumors that he recently bought a £200 million castle to add to his $1 billion property empire. The Russian tabloid Soposednik said that the tall mansion was built in a billionaire's village on the outskirts of Moscow and was very safe. The whole neighborhood is completely hidden from view. People say that the tough guy who runs Russia has a net worth of £160 billion, and that he spends a lot of money because he is so rich. People say that Vladimir Putin bought a brand new mansion. His opponents say that he has a huge personal fortune and owns a number of yachts, cars, and secret presidential mansions. Putin is known for downplaying his wealth. He often says that he lives well on his state salary of about £100,000, or $178,000. Experts say, though, that he is 60 times richer than Donald Trump, who was president of the United States before him. Boris Nemtsov, a well-known political opponent, made a dossier that says Vladimir Putin has 4 yachts parked in secret all over Russia. The huge pile takes up almost the same amount of space as Buckingham Palace. He also said that Vladimir Putin owns 43 planes, 7,000 cars, and 15 helicopters, one of which is an Ilyushin jet with a gold toilet that cost £50,000. Nemtsov also said that the Russian leader had a watch collection worth about £500,000, with one watch worth £300,000 or $535,000 by itself. With that being said, thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for more.